Hello everybody. So far in this Navratri series, all the interviews have been on the digital part and we have all discussed online with various participants and we have got some great insights. As I had shared at the beginning of the series, this is a very personal series wherein I am going to share most of my experiences which are related to me personally and have had a very deep impact on me. So in this particular series, as we come towards the end, here is a special episode featuring my own sister Mohini, and we are going to have going to be obviously at home. It's a very informal session and we are going to primarily discuss how her journey till date has been, what has been the impact. I will also pitch in with some of my personal favorites of her experiences, and then we would try and understand what her journey has been. So over to you then.
Hello, and thank you very much, Dada. Interacting with you on a personal note, it has been like since our childhood, but on this platform, it's a pleasant surprise for me. I had not planned this, so I really feel happy, delighted, and it's my pleasure to talk to you on this platform.
So why don't you basically start with your own journey, the education part and then the professional part?
On education part, I would start. I completed my graduation in science. Then I completed my law, pursued masters in law in intellectual property rights, and then I completed masters in business administration with HR as a specialization. That's about the education part. And on professional front, I am working as a contract manager in a private organization. It's a multinational company, and I bring in around 13 years of experience in the same field.
Okay. Now, this is a very simple and a standard tagline, but there is a lot of effort behind this. So, share that effort with the viewers today.
Effort is something everyone puts in his or her own ways. Everyone has their own journey. For me, journey was little bit different because my education is something which I completed post marriage. Generally nowadays we see that girls do settle in their career first and then they think of marriage. For me it was a different story. I completed my education post marriage, so thinking on the same line, like from the basic graduation, then law, then masters, then MBA, and having small kids. So managing those things simultaneously was a bit challenging. At times I did think of giving up because that was a time where my much attention was needed at the family front. So somewhere it was a tussle in between, but with God's grace and with the support of my husband and family members, I'm here where I am today.
Absolutely. So this is the most challenging part and the reason why I wanted to bring this story to all of you. We have seen so many people who are comfortable at one particular level and then they give up on their dreams, right? So this is a one particular beautiful case study of how not to give up on your dreams, how to pursue your dreams and make them realize. So when you moved from you may share about the places where you were, and then when you moved to Pune, how was that transition?
Started from a small city. Then after marriage, my husband has his posting in a small town, so we had to move to a small town, village I would say. There was culture like people would not be much focused on the education part, or particularly married women pursuing their education, having small kids. So if you are surrounded by such kind of people, then for you also you end up thinking that why should I not focus only on my family part? That is the most important. Obviously it is, but somehow you have to see some dreams and keep on trying to achieve them. So that was a part which actually kept me going. And after 5-7, almost 8 to 9 years, not 5 or 7, it was almost 8 to 9 years. Then we shifted to Pune. So shifting to Pune was also a tough decision for us. I had to call you that time that whether we should shift to Pune or not, because that was a time where we were settled into small place and we were comfortable in that cozy environment. So moving from small city to cities like Pune, it was not an easy decision, but it turned to be a good.
Absolutely. And even the journey in Pune did not start on the pretty simple, right? You started with the internship, then a formal job. So how was that experience?
When we shifted to Pune, it was like you are from a small place, you are now just kept in a big city, and then I started with the small. I started with an internship at a big law firm. What I learned today, what I learned that time was how to pick up bus, how to reach to office, how to talk to people. Right now, such things sound very small, very simple. You see everyone going and just catching up their bus and going to office. But for me, seeing that much crowd and checking which bus is going where, that was also a challenge. Interacting with people was also a challenge, because you come up with that notion in mind that I am from a small place. I'm not comfortable with the surrounding. Maybe they know something more than me. I am a very small person, kind of thing. You just get into those things. So that was kind of feeling.
So that mental block basically restricts a lot of people from coming up and then making their own choices or even realizing their own dreams. So this is a case study specifically for all of you to see that okay, you can come up over here, get into the big part, and then you chose a very different career compared to a pure play lawyer, right? So what was that part?
That time, lawyers, either it was only a court practice,
Yes.
but it was a time when actually a new sector was evolving about sending some work across offshore for lawyers also. It was a new thing, challenging also, so I thought of why not, let's try what it is. I explored that option, it was good, and it gave me a 9 to 6 job, which was a need of time for me. That moment in time my kids were small. So I worked there for 4-5 years. Then I thought it's the time that I should explore something more challenging. Then I applied for again one MNC where it was a job profile was of a pure core work. So if you are pursued a law, you would like to work in a pure core legal work. So that gave me opportunity of that field, which is also a good. Every lawyer, I would say, that should explore such opportunities. It's not only the courtroom practice.
Yeah. So a very important lesson to pick up. So when you come out there and you look at it, you also need to come up with an open mind, because you don't need to look at saying that having done the law, it's only going to be the courtroom one, right? You need to look at the other options that happened, but that did not stop your education, right? So bring that
Yes.
HR part as well.
HR piece was something I was thinking when I joined the MNC, and I saw there were a team culture which was new to me, and managing teams and helping people to grow professionally. It was something comes in instinct, and then some skills that you need to acquire.
Yes.
I thought that MBA is something that I can acquire, and I can handle such things when it comes to managing human resource, managing my teams. I would be a better person if I gain that knowledge. So that's why I thought of pursuing MBA also.
Yeah. So that was all working with the MNC, with the regular targets and all thing happening. So MBA happened. Then happened the move to a part which is a more purely a legal work, right?
Yes.
Compared to that. So why don't you share those kind of work profiles that are happening so that the lawyers who are listening understand what kind of options are open today?
Yes, about the options what you can have in MNC is what we see when we get a project from a client. We see many engineers working on those project, but there has to be some concrete, some base on which you deliver your projects to client. Lawyers come into picture when we talk about that base. That is a contract. You enter into a contract with the client, and then you keep on working on whatever you have agreed to your client. So that is a role for lawyers. So you will see, not strength wise it's not as good as, or that those many numbers will definitely not be there for lawyers, but it's a good opportunity to explore and to see what actually you like.
True.
Instead of just focusing on only the courtroom practice.
What would be your advice for the people who are going to come over and try and build a career in Pune?
When actually I share what actually I have been going through when we shifted to Pune, still I get few people from my area and my native place. They do contact me that some of their relatives have completed law. They share their resumes with me and ask that if there are any opportunities. I meet those people, then I realize that whatever the main factor missing is the confidence. They have the knowledge, they have their education, but they just feel shy to talk to people and approach with what they have. So what I would like to share with everyone over here, particularly with girls, as it is a Navratri series, that just stay confident, feel good about yourself, and do best what you think. It's not only the career wise. Career is something, if you wish, you want to pursue, you will, and there is no one can stop you in doing that. But if you are happy being a good homemaker, you should be satisfied with what you are. That's the only thing.
So what we need to look at this point in time is that beyond the legal part that we just spoke about, there are multiple options that are opening up in the legal field today. So what you just right now heard Mohini saying is basically it's not about just getting into the court and practicing out there. There are options that open up for a lot of different kind of legal work that's coming over to India, and that all those all those assignments are available for you. As we talk about more and more companies getting into Atmanirbhar Bharat program, we would see lot many companies coming to India, lot many contracts getting developed, and there would be a lot more requirement of lawyers to pursue that part. People are right now realizing that you don't need lawyers when you are going to go and fight with them. If you take help of lawyers upfront and make contracts correctly, probably you will never be required to go to court.
True.
And that's going to be the biggest thing, and I think that's where they spend most of the time.
Exactly.
So this brings us to the very important part of this particular conversation, and that part is going to be about preparing yourself for the future and how this preparing yourself for the life beyond COVID. So let's understand from her how her time has been working from home, looking at the COVID related challenges, and what would be the message for the people who are right now feeling little low because of COVID.
It's a tough question, I think, for all of us, how to overcome challenges, what everyone has been facing during COVID time. For me, work-wise, nothing has changed from that perspective, because the nature of my work, initially also it was work from home.
Yes.
But COVID increased the responsibilities also, because it happened across the world, so definitely the work burden increased. Plus household help that stopped all of a sudden, so you just need to I had to manage between the things. Then it was like a 24/7 work and work. But somewhere back of the mind, it was a thing that we need to overcome this challenge with a positivity, see opportunities in every problem, and that optimistic view has to be there.
Absolutely. What would be your guidance to the mothers who have taken a break in career and now want to look at resuming their career?
It's a choice that you need to make on an emotional front also. It's not a simple thing that after your maternity break you just resume work. It's a challenge on the emotional front as well. So as I just now said, you need to take a call. Even Sudha Murthy, we know that she also just gave up on her career and she focused on her family. It was her choice. So for mothers also, I would say it's their choice. If they really want to pursue the career, definitely they should go for it with no guilt in mind, because you can get a support from family. There are other options also available where your kids can be, the care for your kids can be taken, and then you can pursue your career. So if you don't have that guilt in mind, definitely you can start with your own career. But it's again your choice. If you really want to, if you want to focus on the family and be just a homemaker, it's a full-time job.
Absolutely. So that's the most important thing that we need to look at and understand from this point. You are basically output of the choices that you make. So you need to make a choice for yourself regarding what you want to do and be happy with it. It's not a must that everybody has to go and get out and get into this part. Being a homemaker is absolutely a 24 hours job. But if you want to go out and you want to do something out there, go there with a confidence. And as she rightly said, go without a guilt. Create an ecosystem around what you look at it. Create a support system for yourself, for your family, and then go out and make it happen. So, at this particular, on a positive note, let's conclude this particular episode of probably the most influential person in my life who had made about determining, making choices and making things happen. Everybody have a great Dashera. May Ma Durga take away all the challenges that you are facing today and bless us with happiness in the years to come. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dada. Thank you.